Hello passion fruits, it's your girl VH and welcome to another falconry video. I know a lot of you like snowy owls, so when I stumbled upon some snowy owl videos, I decided to make a snowy owl video with the footage that I found. In this video, you'll see a man rehabilitating a young snowy owl, and we're gonna take a look at what he's doing, why he's doing it, and how you should treat a snowy owl. At first, I was a bit skeptical about this guy, but as I started to look deeper into his channel and as I started to understand the context of his videos, I started to really respect him. So let's talk about what he's doing here. He's rehabilitating this snowy owl. Apparently it's a wild rescued owl and he's getting it used to humans. As you can see, he's trying to teach it to let it be touched near the head. If you know anything about owl body language, then you can clearly see it's afraid and about to bite the guy. So he bites the guy, and what this gentleman does is great because he doesn't pull away, which sends a clear message to the snowy owl. It's not because you're threatening to bite me that I am going to leave you alone. I am not scared of you. Now, the reason I was very skeptical in the beginning, before I knew this was a wild rescued owl, is because the gentleman gives vocal rewards every time the owl shows the desired behavior. And I know that this doesn't work like it would work for dogs, for example. Normally, if I would see someone raising an owl using only vocal cues, I would immediately know that that person is full of bullshit and knows nothing about raising and handling owls. The only thing that actually works when you're trying to teach an owl that it can't bite you is showing it that you're not afraid and applying a technique to discourage the biting, which I will show you in just a minute. It surprised me that the guy didn't use this technique and just let the snowy owl bite him, because if you don't use the special technique to correct the biting behavior, your snowy owl will grow into a very dangerous owl. When I found out this owl was rescued and being rehabilitated, I totally understood why he doesn't apply the technique in this video. The technique used to correct this behavior doesn't really hurt the owl, but it's not at all comfortable for the owl, which is why it's so effective. I would understand the logic that the man first needs to gain the confidence of the wild animal, and that using the correctional technique could damage the growing bond between the two. In a later video, I found the man applying the technique, which reassured me. He calls it the silly beak game. I must be honest, I don't like him using this name because it might give people the idea that it's actually a game and that it's okay to do it even when your owl isn't misbehaving, and that's not the case. Owls don't like it when you do this, and if you do it when they haven't done anything wrong, they'll consider it bullying, which is very damaging to the bond between owner and owl. But that being said, this man is clearly taking his time to rehabilitate this young snowy owl, and that's a wonderful thing. This is what I mean when I say that if your young owl tries to bite you when you pet it or try to touch its talons and beak, you should correct the behavior by taking the owl's beak between your thumb and index finger and shake it from one side to the other gently. An owl's beak is very sensitive, so you need to be very gentle, but not so gentle that your owl can escape your grip and still bite you. He is also socializing the snowy owl by teaching it to accept its feet and talons being touched, which is very important. I don't like the part where he has the snowy owl on his bare arm, because now it's still young, but when it gets older, it will be able to do some serious damage to the man if it were to be startled or decides to throw a temper tantrum. I'm also scared he will give people the idea that snowy owls are cute pets by showing this. I've muted the video, but he does mention at some point that he should probably do this with a glove next time, so that next time it won't hurt that much. So I guess I'm glad he's at least mentioning it. In this part of the video, he's teaching it to step onto his hand. If I put on the sound, which I will do in a second, you'll get the feeling he's trying to get the owl to react to vocal cues. Now, owls can learn their names, but they can't really learn vocal commands like dogs can. So this confuses me because he seems very experienced, but this is not something an experienced falconer would do. The reason the snowy owl eventually does get on the glove is because the guy is pushing with his hand against the snowy owl. If he does this often enough, the owl will eventually make the link, oh, a hand, an arm or glove in front of me means I have to step up. And if the man coincidentally gives the vocal demand at the same time, it's gonna look like the owl can understand what he's saying, but in reality, he doesn't, trust me. Let's replay this footage with the sound, shall we?
Nearly as bad. Come on, step up. Step up. Come on, step up. Blizzard, step up. Blizzard, step up. Come on, step up. Where's my boy? Come on, good boy. Come on. Step up. Come on, both feet. Good.
At the end of the video, he does show some wounds he has from training the owl barehanded, but trust me, that's not bad at all. If this snowy owl decides to throw a temper tantrum at some point and he isn't wearing a glove, he won't even be able to defend himself. So I hope the man is experienced enough to bring a glove with him as this owl gets older, because I do want to mention that this is still a young snowy owl. It will become even bigger and it's clearly not sexually adult yet. I mentioned in previous videos that snowy owls become monsters when they become sexually adult, and that you have to be very experienced and stand very strong in your shoes in order to handle it. Overall, I think the man is doing a wonderful job, and God bless him for saving hurt owls. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to check out my owl store, where I sell all kinds of cool owl gadgets such as hoodies, sweaters, t-shirts, clocks, wall art, pillows, and I've also started to create unicorn items. And I have a little announcement to make, and I'm going to make a separate video about that, because there's a reason why I am now also selling unicorn stuff. It's not just stuff with unicorns on it, it's unicorns with empowering quotes. And you guys will find out in one of my next videos why I am starting to sell those items as well. But if you like unicorns like I do, then make sure to check out my owl store, because you will find the unicorn items there. I have coffee mugs, sweaters, t-shirts, all kinds of cool stuff. So I will see you guys in the next video.